Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome to a new year with this channel. It is now 2022, and I can't wait for all of this upcoming stuff coming, and I hope you guys have had a great New Year's Eve, and I hope you guys are really looking forward to what this year has in store for you guys. So, before we get started, this is my video for most anticipated movies of this year, movies that I am really looking forward to, just curious about, or I'm just super excited for it, so I can't wait to discuss all of that with you guys. But before that, don't forget to follow me on social media. My username is down below at the bottom of the screen and in the description below, so don't forget to do that while you're at it. And don't forget to comment down below. What are your most anticipated movies of this year? I would love to hear it down below in the comment section. We got some really great stuff coming up, so I can't wait to hear what you guys are excited for. And with that said, let's get started. Some movies that don't quite make my most anticipated list, but are kind of mentions that I want to bring up are Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, Morbius, which comes out this month, The Flash, Black Adam, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Those are movies that do not quite make the list, not too excited for, but they're just on here just because I'm into some of the comic book stuff and all. So I'm just wondering what they're going to do with that, no matter how I feel. But kicking off the list, we have Avatar 2 by James Cameron. Now, I thought the first movie was fine. Visually, it's a beautiful looking movie. I love the world of Pandora, and the cinematography is great. I just don't think I connected with these characters as much, and it felt lengthy. And I was really curious to see what will James Cameron do with these sequels, because there's going to be 4 of them, which is amazing to me, how there are going to be 4 sequels to this movie. And the second one comes out this December, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it. How will they tell a new story with these characters? And I just wonder what they're going to do, and I just wonder what will the visual effects look like because of how breathtaking they looked in the first movie. So Avatar 2 is on this list, and it comes out this December. Next up is Sonic 2. Now, I actually found the first movie to be pretty entertaining. I really liked Ben Schwartz as Sonic, James Marsden, and Jim Carrey I thought was hilarious in the Sonic movie. So I'm really curious to see what they have cooked up with Sonic 2. We're getting Tails in the mix, and we're even getting Knuckles. And from what I saw in the trailer, it looks fun. Looks like it's going to be entertaining, and I can't wait to see another Sonic movie. And now they have Jim Carrey dressed in the iconic Dr. Robotnik look, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have in store for that movie. It looks pretty fun, and I can't wait for it. Next up is Scream. Now, I'm not all caught up with the movies. I just have the 4th one left to go, but I love the original movie. It's one of the best horror movies I've ever seen, and I just love how it pokes fun at the horror genre and just these characters. And I thought 2 was a really good sequel that I enjoyed, and I thought the 3rd one was okay. Haven't seen the 4th one yet, but I will try to before I see the new one. But I really like what I'm seeing of this new movie. It looks like I like a lot of these actors that are in this movie. They got Jack Quaid, and they got some people I recognize from other things I've seen before. And I really can't wait to see Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette come back to play these characters again in another movie revolving around the Ghostface Killer. So I cannot wait to see what they have in store. It looks violent, it looks crazy, and I cannot wait to see all of this in just a few weeks. Following that is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this movie, because I thought the voice cast they have for us is actually surprisingly pretty great. I didn't expect a voice cast like this for a movie like this, but I just thought, okay, Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Keegan-Michael Key, Jack Black, and Seth Rogen. I was like, okay, sign me up. And I love the character of Mario. I enjoy the games a lot. I love how much fun they can be. So I'm really looking forward to seeing an animated movie of this by Illumination. I don't expect too much. I'm just expecting to have a fun time with it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the voice cast as these characters, because some of the casting choices are interesting. Some of them are perfect. Some of them are just crazy. But that's why I'm all for it. It looks pretty like it could be a pretty fun movie, but let's hope, because I love Mario. Really looking forward and very curious to see what this movie's going to be like in terms of that. So this one I'm really curious about. Next up is Lightyear. Now, I love Pixar movies. I love the Toy Story movies. I love The Incredibles. I really liked Inside Out and all that stuff. And even Soul and Luca, I really enjoyed. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have cooked up with Lightyear. They got Chris Evans voicing the character, and this is basically the person that inspired the Buzz Lightyear toy, as in the Toy Story movies. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And the animation looks great. I love what I've seen in the trailers, even though it doesn't give away too much. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have there. Pixar has made a lot of movies that I really liked, and they are very emotional movies. And I wonder what they're gonna have that's gonna make me tear up again, like they've always done. So can't wait to see Lightyear when that comes out this year. Next up, Jurassic World Dominion. Now, I love the original Jurassic Park. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I really enjoyed Jurassic World, the very first Jurassic World movie to be exact, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it's the best one we've had since the original, and I haven't watched Fallen Kingdom in a while, and I thought it was just okay, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what we have in store for this movie. We got the director of the first movie coming, Jurassic World, coming back, and we're getting Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill all back as their original characters in this movie, while they also bring back Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie, and that it's told to be this big conclusion, and not just the trilogy, but of the series thus far. So, and I just can't wait to see how they explore the end of Fallen Kingdom, where now dinosaurs are all over the world. They're everywhere, and I just cannot wait to see what they have in store with this movie. Really looking forward to it. Coming up next is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, this is an interesting one because I love the first Black Panther movie a lot, and because of Chadwick Boseman's passing, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this movie. Ryan Coogler's coming back. The rest of the main cast from the first movie is also returning for this movie. So I'm really curious to see who's this next Black Panther going to be, what story they're going to tell, who's the villain, what's the conflict going to be, how are they going to honor Chadwick and the character of T'Challa. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do all that. And because we don't know too much, that adds to the mystery of this movie, and I'm really curious to see what they have cooked up with this. Ryan Coogler is a great director. I love what he did with Black Panther, and I'm really hoping that he gives another fantastic sequel with this movie that really honors Chadwick and, of course, the character and legacy of Black Panther. So I cannot wait to see that in theaters this November. Following that is Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, I love Thor Ragnarok. It's my favorite of the Thor trilogy, and Taika Waititi revived this character for me. I love just the colors of it and Sakaar and all that, and how Taika Waititi was able to give a new vibe to this character. And it's such a fun movie, and I love Taika as a director, especially with movies like Jojo Rabbit. That shows me that he can handle doing drama and comedy and do it wonderfully. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with Love and Thunder, especially because it's the fourth Chris Hemsworth Thor movie, making him the only one of the main 6 Avengers to get more than 3 movies. And Natalie Portman comes back as Jane Foster for the first time since Thor: Dark World, and she is coming back as Thor, like in the comics. So I really can't wait to see what they have in store for that. And we're going to get Guardians of the Galaxy cameos in it, and Korg is coming back, and Valkyrie's going to be in this as well. And Christian Bale plays Gore the God Butcher, the main villain of this movie. And I love Christian Bale as an actor, especially as Batman and in Ford versus Ferrari, and even in The Prestige. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in this movie. And this movie can go either way, but I love Ragnarok, and I love Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi, so I am on board with this movie, and I cannot wait for it. Next up is The Northmen by Robert Eggers. So I love The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. It's such a phenomenally made movie, and I haven't seen The Vavitch yet, but I plan to when I can. But I am really looking forward to The Northmen. It has Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, Anya Taylor-Joy, and it's a movie about this Viking who's on a revenge mission after the death of his father, and I can't wait for it. everything I see looks weird, but it also looks fantastic as well. I love The Lighthouse, and I've heard great things about the Vavitch, so this movie has my curiosity, and I love the cast they have assembled and the story they want to tell, and this movie looks like it's going to be great, so I cannot wait to see this movie this year. Next up is Top Gun Maverick. Now, I really like Tom Cruise. His movies are really entertaining, and I really liked the first Top Gun, so I've been waiting a while for Top Gun Maverick to come out. I love what I'm seeing from the trailers. It looks awesome. I can't wait to see this story with Tom Cruise coming back as Maverick, and especially as Miles Teller plays the son of Goose, his partner from that first movie. So I really can't wait to see what they have with this movie. It looks great. I've been waiting a while for this, and it looks breathtaking, especially with just the airplane sequences I'm seeing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie when it comes out on Memorial Day weekend. After Top Gun Maverick is Knives Out 2. Now, Knives Out was a huge surprise when it came out. I saw the trailer and I thought, the cast looks great, and it has the director of Star Wars The Last Jedi, so I think I'm going to go check this out. And I saw it, and I loved it. I loved the ensemble cast and this murder mystery. It's one of the best murder mysteries of the past decade, and I love what Rian Johnson was able to do. It's a very clever, intelligent, and smartly made movie, and the whole cast was just fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing another adventure with Daniel Craig returning as Detective Blanc. Especially as this time there's a much different cast here. You got Dave Bautista, Jessica Henwick, Ethan Hawke, and Madeline Klein, and you got so many new cast members, a new ensemble, and I cannot wait to see this movie, and it's in a completely new location, and I hope that Rian Johnson is able to craft a really great sequel with this movie, and I hope it is just as good as that first movie, because Knives Out 2 looks amazing. I love everything I'm seeing and hearing about it, and this movie is going to be a delight, and I cannot wait. Kicking off the top 5 of this year is Babylon. Now, this is here because it does come out on Christmas Day for limited releases in certain places, even though it doesn't come out everywhere until early January of 2023. But for now, I'm going to keep it here, because why not? And I love Damien Chazelle. He's one of my favorite directors. I love La La Land. I love Whiplash, and I really enjoyed First Man. And I really can't wait to see Babylon. It has Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Samara Weaving, and Tobey Maguire, and all of these other actors in this movie. And I love the idea of a Hollywood movie set around the time from the transition to silent movies to talkies in that time period, and I cannot wait. I love everything I'm hearing, and it just looks so great, and I just love the cast they have assembled for it, and Damien Chazelle has not missed in my eyes, so I really can't wait to see what he has in store with Babylon. I know it is going to be amazing. In fourth place is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Now, I am a huge Spider-Man fan, and I was blown away by Into the Spider-Verse. It is one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made, and it's one of my favorite animated films of all time. I love the animation. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It feels like a comic book that came straight out of the pages, and I loved how it tells the story of Miles Morales and the Spider-Verse story that also involves Peter B. Parker, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, Spider-Ham, and I'm super excited to see what they have in store with this movie after how amazing that first one was. And we're going to get Spider-Man 2099 with Oscar Isaac voicing him, and it's going to continue that romance story between Miles and Gwen. We're going to get to see Peter B. Parker come back with Jake Johnson voicing him again, and how there's a dangerous new threat that is going to be looming. And what I saw from that trailer last month is absolutely great. I love what I'm seeing, and I'm super excited to see how this movie goes down and see what is this part 1 in a 2-part story. So naturally, I can't wait to see the story of Miles Morales continue in this movie and to see what happens next with all these characters in this movie. I am super pumped for, and because I love Spider-Verse, this movie comes in at number 4. Kicking off the top 3 is Mission Impossible 7. Now, just like I mentioned with Top Gun Maverick, I really like Tom Cruise, and I love the Mission Impossible movies. It's one of the most consistent franchises I've ever seen, aside from that second movie, to where each movie just gets better and better with each movie. And Mission Impossible Fallout is easily the best in the series. It's jaw-dropping, it's intense, it's fast-paced, like well-paced to be exact. Amazing action sequences, gorgeous cinematography work, and the acting is so great. And I cannot wait to see what Christopher McQuarrie, coming back for his third movie in the franchise here, and Tom Cruise. I can't wait to see what they have cooking in this movie, because I am super excited for 7. I don't know how they're going to top Fallout after how much of a masterpiece that movie is. And I love just the stunt videos I'm seeing for it and the cast that they have. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have in store with Mission Impossible 7. I cannot wait to see that in theaters later this year. Next up is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Ever since they first announced this back in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con, this was my most anticipated MCU movie at the time. I love Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. I really enjoyed him in his solo movie, Infinity War, Endgame, and No Way Home especially. And I really can't wait to see this second solo movie to this character, even though it's a much bigger movie, because it continues the multiverse stuff we've seen from WandaVision, Loki, No Way Home, and I really can't wait. And Sam Raimi's directing this movie, and that makes me super excited because Sam Raimi is another one of my favorite directors. I love the SpiderMan trilogy. I love 1 and 2, and I found 3 to be underrated. And so naturally, I can't wait to see him come back and direct another comic book movie with this. And I love what I saw from that teaser we got at the end of No Way Home. Love how Doctor Strange's new suit looks. Love the visuals I'm seeing, and it looks great. It looks awesome, and I cannot wait to see what Raimi has in store for this. And I just cannot wait to see another Doctor Strange movie. And this movie just looks so great. It looks so big, and I'm so pumped for this to come out in May. But coming in at the top of the list is none other than the Batman. Now, I love Batman, one of my favorite comic book characters ever, and when I saw that very first trailer 2 years ago, I was blown away. I absolutely love what I saw, and even in these recent 2 trailers we got, Robert Pattinson as Batman, I love that casting. He's such a great actor. I loved him in Good Time, Tenet, The Lighthouse, and The King. I cannot wait to see him as Batman in this movie. He looks like he's going to do an amazing job. And I love how this is going to be a much more detective noir-driven movie. It's not exactly like an action superhero movie we're all used to. And I can't wait to see what Matt Reeves has in store for this. I love the cast they've assembled with even Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman and Paul Dano as Riddler and Andy Serkis as Alfred and Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon. And I just love everything I'm seeing. This Gotham looks very noir-like. It gives me a lot of vibes from Batman the Animated Series and even the Batman Arkham video games. And because I love Batman, it's always going to be at that very high end of the list in the top 5 to number 1 category. So really looking forward to this movie. It looks great. I love everything I'm seeing. And all the things I've heard points me in the right direction. And I love how it's going to be more of a detective noir story with some very nice and awesome things that are going to be happening here and there. And I'm so pumped for this movie. The Batman looks amazing to me. It's probably going to be one of the best comic book movies we've had this year, or even for Batman. And I just so cannot wait for this movie. My hype for it is through the roof. And so for that reason, the Batman is coming in at number 1 on most anticipated. Those are my most anticipated movies of the year. What are your most anticipated movies that you're looking forward to seeing this year? I'd love to hear it down below in the comment section. Is there a movie that I might have missed that I didn't bring up? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear it. I can't wait to see what you guys are looking forward to. And man, I cannot wait for 2022 to kick off with all of these. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait. And this year's going to be great. And I hope it is for you guys too. And thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And stay tuned for more.
What's black?